of SIBO, there are three main types we think of: hydrogen, methane, and the hydrogen sulfide. So today, for part 3 of the SIBO series, I am going to break down hydrogen in detail. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah K. Hoffman, aka A Gutsy Girl, and I am here today to share once again all about that SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth life that you have likely been given a diagnosis for and or are considering you might have. Today I am breaking down all about hydrogen SIBO. What is it and what are the symptoms? When I first started studying all about SIBO and the different types, hydrogen, methane, and hydrogen sulfide, the first thing that I stumbled upon was to think about it in terms of steps. And if we're to think of it in terms of these steps, then hydrogen would be the first step. When we're healthy, food is broken down through the small intestinal wall. Our food is also absorbed there, which is why many of us with small intestinal bacterial overgrowth have many different nutritional deficiencies. And this process creates hydrogen as a byproduct, and thus leading to high levels of hydrogen on a SIBO breath test. High levels of hydrogen on a SIBO breath test then, of course, means that you are hydrogen dominant. You may have heard the terms hydrogen dominant SIBO and methane dominant SIBO, and that's what that means, is that your breath levels of hydrogen and or methane are the dominant form that is appearing on your SIBO breath test. Okay, so what are some signs and symptoms that you might have hydrogen SIBO? Number 1, diarrhea. Many people who have hydrogen dominant SIBO have more diarrhea than constipation. Keep in mind that whenever I talk about signs and symptoms, it is never one and done across the board. Everyone is unique, so people do present with different symptoms at different times. But as a whole, those with hydrogen dominant SIBO do present more with diarrhea. In addition to that, a lot of times you will get sort of a rotten egg smell that can also be indicative of hydrogen sulfide SIBO, which I will describe in a few videos. So we're not going to focus on that today, but you may have noticed that. Now, as we are just kicking off hydrogen, methane, and hydrogen sulfide, I want to give a fuller list of all the SIBO signs and symptoms that I have personally experienced and or that I have researched, just to give you a little bit more context around the signs and the symptoms of SIBO in general. So here is a list of them. Number 1, bloating. 2, diarrhea. 3, constipation. 4, undigested food and stool. 5, pain. 6, a B12 deficiency. 7, rashes. 8, fatigue. 9, food sensitivities. 10, dark circles around the eyes. 11, hypersensitivity. 12, headaches. And number 13, all of the above, which is the dickens. There you have it. There's a comprehensive list of SIBO signs and symptoms. There are some other ones that are very specific to certain people, such as the IC valve protrusion and more. Now, I want to share with you some more specific information about hydrogen dominant SIBO. Number 1, the conventional treatment of SIBO is the use of antibiotic pharmaceuticals. The most recent reviews indicate rifaximin as the safest and most effective. Number 2, hydrogen breath test is useful to diagnose various types of sugar malabsorption. Number 3, hydrogen is greater than 20 parts per million rise in the first 90 minutes. Number 4, elevated hydrogen baseline, maybe improper prep, maybe not. Number 5, hydrogen testing results, very low or 0 results may indicate hydrogen sulfide production, which steals hydrogen from methane producers, so both may be low, currently impossible to know for sure, and it is not known how to specifically treat. And number 6, technically there's hydrogen and hydrogen sulfide. They are not the same, but instead different gases. So there is more information about hydrogen-dominant SIBO. And the next thing that you probably want to know about is how do you test for it? I am going to have a video all about testing because the way that you test for hydrogen SIBO is the same as you would test for methane, and also even today you could do some for hydrogen sulfide testing as well. One thing I will say is that there is now a hydrogen breath test that is unofficial, but that actually is very accurate that you can do at home. It is a little device that is from a company called Food Marble. It is the Food Marble Air. There is also now an Air 2 device that tests also for methane. The original Air does test for hydrogen-dominant SIBO, and it will tell you after you consume certain foods if you are a hydrogen producer. It is a super awesome little tool. I actually work with the company, and so I have a discount code. If you decide you want to look more into this little device, I will put my code and a link for it in the comments below. Otherwise, stay tuned for a video where I tell you and share all about the SIBO breath test in general. Okay, so there's a little bit about hydrogen-dominant SIBO. I hope this has been helpful for you today. Please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and leave any questions and comments below, and I will see you again next time.